Hi everyone, welcome to the New Normal Challenge workshop on idea feedback. We are so excited to have you with us today. My name is Blake Sims St. Louis. I use she, her, hers pronouns, and I'm the Program Director for Social Innovation with Innovate at BU. We're going to do a short 10-minute overview of the challenge and today's event, and then we're going to transition to the main part of today's workshop, where there'll be rounds of feedback with experts from across the university. I'd like to point out that you can see in the chat box our event guide. And so some of the details we'll be reviewing in these next 10 minutes can be found in that event guide if you're interested in following along. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'd also point out that if you'd like to see the presentation in fuller screen and bigger screen, just click on those 4 little arrows in the top right-hand corner of the presentation box. I'll also let you know that all of these slides will be sent to you in a follow-up email. And so you'll have access to all this information, including a lot of hyperlinks that will be helpful for you as you continue to develop your challenge idea. So again, the New Normal Challenge is a challenge to develop ideas to help BU students transition back to school in person or virtually. Our first kickoff event was on July 28th, and the application deadlines for all ideas is August 15th. You can visit our website at bit.ly/BU New Normal to get all of these details and more. A little bit about the Remo platform. If you're new to this platform, it can be a little confusing at first, so I just wanted to give you a lay of the land. Right now, I'm on the stage, and to my left is where you'll see a video for the music. When we go into breakout rooms or you're back at networking tables, if you want to turn your volume down or off, you have control over that by just hovering over the video, and you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner an audio option to turn that down. We also have the event agenda and helpful links to the right of the stage. Along the perimeter, you'll see sponsor tables, and these are representatives from different partner organizations. The center of the event are our networking tables, where you are right now. During presentation mode, you're kind of frozen at your tables, but when we exit presentation, you'll get to be able to move yourself around. And then to the left of the screen, you'll see kind of elevator buttons. In a minute, after this presentation is done, we're all going to move to the second floor. To do that, you just press the number 2 button. If you need any help during the event, there's a help button in the bottom left-hand corner, and then your controls along the bottom. Today's agenda, we're going to do a short overview of the challenge and today's event. Then we're going to go back into networking tables for you to get feedback on your ideas. And we'll wrap up with more casual networking and open Q&A if you've got other one-on-one questions for us. As I mentioned, the New Normal Challenge is done in collaboration with a number of wonderful colleagues around the campus. So I represent Innovate at BU. We also have representatives from the BU Student Government, the BU Dean of Students Office, and BU UMOJA. And so hopefully you'll get to meet some of these members today while you're networking. The New Normal Challenge was designed to provide an opportunity for students to be heard and included in this transition process. We are looking for BU ideas that foster community, connectivity, and well-being. And we're hoping that you can help us re-envision what life is going to be like, whether you're on campus, off campus, attending things virtually. And throughout all of this, one of the biggest goals of Innovate at BU is to help all students develop innovation skills and an entrepreneurial mindset. And by participating in the challenge, we know that that's going to happen. The New Normal Challenge has 2 tracks, and depending on the type of idea you're thinking about, you can decide which of those tracks is best for you. Track 1 is the CRC track, the Charles River Campus Ideas track. For this track, you're submitting an idea to the Dean of Students Office that the university could implement. This track is open to undergraduate students, and all submissions will be reviewed by the Dean of Students Office. If you've got an idea that you want to design, develop, and potentially implement this fall, Then your idea belongs in track 2, the student impact track. This track is open to all students. It will be reviewed by BU faculty, staff, and student leaders, and up to 10 submissions will receive a $500 seed grant to help them implement their idea. All ideas have to adhere to federal, state, and BU health and safety guidelines. Our website has links to all of these resources to help you make sure that your idea matches these criteria. We also are asking students to focus on the student experience. And so there's a variety of categories you can indicate which idea best fits. There are also some ineligible topics, including testing adherence, the learn from anywhere experience, housing, and move-in. But other than that, we'd love to hear all of those ideas connected to the student experience. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna ask you to update your profile. Remo is a networking platform, and so the best way to leverage Remo is to connect with as many different people as possible. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take your cursor and go and hover over your image in the upper right-hand corner. If you've already added a photo, it'll be a picture. If not, it's kind of a generic profile image. When you click on that, you'll see My Profile and Edit Profile options. For your name, we'd love for you to add your pronouns. For your headline, think about which of the challenge categories is most interesting for you and put that there. For company, if you're already working on an idea, we encourage you to put a short description of that idea. Or if you're here trying to find a team, write, I'm looking for a team. For job title, include your school and your graduation year, and then make sure to save. Again, the reason we're asking you to update your profile is that when you're networking and you hover on people's avatars, you can get a quick glance of what they're interested in, and that might make you, help you make more informed decisions about whether that's the right table for you to join. If you're one of my colleagues from BU, feel free to add those details, but for company and job title,
All right, so it looks like, oh, back.
I'm back. Sometimes we have tech issues, and so we're gonna keep moving. That was my awesome intern, Libby, whose job it is to take over for me should I freeze, just like what happened. So, back to the profile. And thank you, Lou, for sending me an update that I'm frozen. Sometimes it just freezes on us, and we still don't know why. Okay, so now on to the main event, the rounds of feedback sessions. So this is going to happen for about 50 minutes before we transition back to the first floor for the wrap-up and open Q&A. What's going to happen is after this presentation ends, you're all going to move up to the second floor. On the second floor, all of the tables are labeled by the names of our experts who are here. And I'm going to show you their names in a minute, but they're also included in the event guide. I will be setting a timer for about 12 minutes. So I encourage you to go and find an expert who can provide you feedback on needs that you have, and plan to stay there for about 10 minutes to have a nice conversation with that person. We've got enough mentors and experts here that we could do one-on-one coaching. So if you see that someone's already at a table with an expert, come back to them in the next round and go and fill a table that maybe doesn't have somebody at the seats yet. When you're at the table, do your introductions, tell them a little bit about the problem and the idea that you're developing, and then talk about how do you know that this is a good idea? What are you doing to validate and to research and to talk with people? Maybe you're going to a table because that person has expertise in coordinating and doing something similar to what your topic is, right? So ask for their advice. What do you recommend? What suggestions do you know? What else should I be looking at? And so this is an opportunity for back and forth conversation between you and our experts. So who are these amazing experts? Well, we've got a variety. So these are 4 colleagues from BU We've got Emily Lombardo, who is the CAS Assistant Director of Student Programs and Leadership. You can see the challenge categories Emily is an expert in the center column, and some of her superpowers like leading a team and logistics and project management. So if those are the kinds of help you need, Emily is a great table to go to. We also have Evan Curis from the BU Urban Program Manager position. He's excellent at sustainability related topics too. He didn't put that in as superpower, but I know it. We've got Dean B from the Dean of Students office. If you're part of a club or a sorority or looking to host large events and want to know what you can be doing at BU, Dean B's table is a great one to check out. And then one of our favorites from the Build Lab, Wendy Swart-Grossman, is here from Creative Refame. She is all about arts and creativity and thinking outside the box. So she's another great table to go to. Everybody's great. So these are 4 of our external experts who are here. We also have Build Lab staff members. So I'll be hosting a table. Lisa Lavina is part of our operations, is at a table. And Lou, who's our event coordinator and tech guru, is here as well. And then last but not least, we've got some amazing student leaders who are here to help you as well. Danielle Padilla, great with marketing. David Joseph, BU StuGov Vice President, events and large group gatherings. Kat, I believe, is here. She's also from BU Student Gov, social life, clubs and organizations. Libby, my fabulous intern, can help with athletics. She's part of the BU rugby team, clubs and orgs, and maybe the dining experience. And then Stephanie Taveras, who's here from BU UMOJA, clubs, orgs, common areas, events, and new traditions. So everybody's got different areas of expertise. Really, any one of us is going to be helpful to hear your idea and give you some feedback. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to stop the presentation. I'm going to send an announcement that it'll just come up on your screen to remind you of what to kind of discuss at your tables and how much time you have. And then after about 10, 12 minutes, I'll come back on and encourage you to rotate and join a new table. So when you go up to table 2, pick a table. They're in alphabetical order based on who would be a great expert for you. And you're going to have about a 10-minute conversation together to really help you learn more about how to move your idea forward. And I'll see you in about 12 minutes or so. Have fun. Hi, everyone. I hope you've been having really helpful conversations and discussions about your ideas. If you missed our workshop earlier, actually last week, about how do I know if I have a good idea, the best advice I give to students is to talk to people. So that's what you're doing today. You're getting a lot of feedback and advice from people, and continue to have those conversations with the people that you think will use your solution idea, partners around campus that could really help you get this idea off the ground. We host office hours. And I'd love to talk a little bit more with you about other ways that we can support you before the application deadline. So as a reminder, right, today we did 4 rounds of feedback session. We've got a little bit more time, so there may be an opportunity to chat with another person you haven't gotten to connect with yet. But know that today is not the end of the support, and I'll tell you more about that in just a second. So the deadline for all applications is August 15th. Our website is full of all kinds of details. If you've got any questions, you can also email Libby. Her email address will be, she'll be the one that's sending you the follow-up email. So you can let her know if you have any additional questions. We also have one more workshop in our series for the New Normal Challenge. And this one's all about how to effectively communicate your idea. So we've heard from a number of students that, how do I describe everything you want me to in the application in 300 words or less? Well, that's what that workshop is all about. How do you put together a strong application, as well as how do you market this idea that you've been working on to the broader population once you're ready to get it off the ground? Those are the things we'll be covering in next week's hands-on workshop with some guest speakers. And this is our final slide. Just to reiterate, we've got the website. I'm going to show you the contact sheet in just a second. Build Lab also has a Slack channel, And we have a special area just for new normal announcements, but it's also a great place to connect with other students that are a part of our community and get resources and up-to-date news. Same with our newsletter. If you haven't signed up for that, we'll get you added to that. And then you'll also be able to see the link to next Tuesday's event. And again, all of these slides and these hyperlinks will be sent to you in a follow-up email. Before I end the presentation, I did just want to show you this contact sheet, which is available to all of you and will be in that follow-up email. This is an opportunity for students on the first tab. Students who are part of the challenge can include their contact information, the topic they're interested in, and if they have an idea, a little bit about that idea, and then if they're looking for teammates. So if you're still looking to grow your team, diverse teams make better teams, check out this contact list or add your details and follow up with these folks. The second tab are the contact details for both our experts that joined us today, as well as some other experts on campus that have said that they'll be more than happy to talk with you. So for example, if you're working on something related to health and wellness, Mia from BU Wellness and Prevention Services would love to talk with you. If you really want to make sure that your idea is equitable and addresses diversity and inclusion on our campus, Alana Anderson from BU D&I is excited to follow up with you. Hutch Hutchinson is a faculty member at Questrom who's all about teams and outdoor education, another great contact. Sustainability, Lisa Tornatore from Sustainability at BU. So these are people from across the campus who would love to get an email from you and find a time to follow up and talk more about your idea, especially before that application deadline of the 15th. So at this point, I'm gonna end the presentation. It is now 2:19, so you're more than welcome to stick around for the next 10 minutes and do some more networking, whether with our experts or with your peers. If you're one of our experts, we're gonna host a feedback session at the very end, and I'll give another announcement about that. So if you could stick around for an extra 10 minutes or so, that would be great to hear about your experience. And if you're a student who wants to give feedback on today's event, the technology, other suggestions on how to improve this programming, David has volunteered to meet you on the first floor to hear your feedback on the event and to share that with us. There's also going to be a feedback survey in the follow-up email where you can add some of those comments as well. So this is going to be my last announcement until 2:30 when we're going to close the event and transition to those feedback rooms. So thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you both at next week's session and to read your applications when you submit them by the 15th.